Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home. It is music night, and it already promises to be so much fun. We love him so much. He is Grammy nominated. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a producer, and he is from the DMV. He is a national, actually, a worldwide success. So put your hands together somehow, somewhere for Kevin Ross.
What's going
Wow.
on?
Oh
How's
my
everything?
goodness, Kevin. I could not wait to get here to talk to you tonight. How are you doing?
Listen, I'm just so glad to be here. I'm super excited just about this is WHUR, man. So this is like hometown. I'm feeling great. Got the keyboard here, so we in for
Yes.
some vibes tonight.
Oh,
So I'm just man, I'm blessed to be here. Thank you for having me, and I'm
oh,
excited. Got a new
oh,
record, Looking for Love. So
got a new record, Looking for Love. We've been
yeah.
rocking it on WHUR. I want to talk all about that. But first, just, we're all coming out. We can go out to play. And in your case, go out to perform. So, after this pandemic, have you been out yet? Have you been performing? And what's going on?
Yes, so I have been. I think the first show that I did was in Detroit for the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. That was really cool. So shout out to Detroit. And then my next show was in Atlanta at the City Winery. And then
Not
I also did. I think I did another show. I just don't remember. But I do have a couple shows coming up. I have one in Missouri, Texas, right outside of Houston, August 14th. I have another one in Cincinnati, August 20th. So I got some things lined up that I'm trying to get it before, God forbid if the world closes up again. But
please, no, no,
listen,
no.
we gotta keep working for sure.
Gotta keep working for sure. But you've been busy. I mean, you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier you've got a new project out. We've been playing Looking for Love, and I looked at your video. That is so hot. You riding a motorcycle.
Thank you.
Did you
It's
ride?
and
It looked like you were really riding.
well, you know what? I didn't ride in the video, but I know how to ride, and I think that's
Okay.
why is my hat like this? This is kind of weird now. I was looking at it in the journal. I was like, hold up, let me go ahead and align myself real quick, man.
Careful your mind a little askew.
Something wrong.
If that's
It's the reflection. It's the reflection thing that's going on. I'm sorry.
you look amazing. You look at headphones are just right.
You know what I
You got
mean?
jewelry. You look good. You're
Thank
set.
you. I'm sorry. I completely missed the question as I was looking at this
Oh no, you
slanted
didn't. You're
mess.
right.
Yes.
Just your look and your video, Looking for Love.
Yes.
Tell us about. Well, you know what? I want to back up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know you're from the DMV, and
Yeah.
your sister, Vivian. Good Lord, that woman can do.
So that's my auntie. So I know she may look like my sister, but yeah,
Yes,
no,
she
she's my aunt, and yeah, she's the first one that actually really showed the family what music could actually do for us, and take us out of the country and really expose us to a different world. And so from there I kind of caught the bug, and just kind of carried it on for the Rosses. And I'm just I'm glad, man. It's so crazy because I grew up here, so it's like this is my whole background. This is kind of listen, every single night I would listen to WHUR, either it was my mom, my pop, my aunts, my grandmother. And so certain songs what is it, Sing For Me by Atlantic Star. I don't know what to say, my baby, I thought that everything was fine. You say you got to get away to find yourself. Yeah. And we just gonna skip to the pre. Goodbye doesn't mean nothing for you and I. Our love has stood through all the tests of time. Yes, it has. If you're planning to leave me behind, let me put one more thing on your mind. If you ever need me, baby, just send for me. I'm just a telephone call away. Just sing for me. Put a message in a bottle, baby, baby, baby. Sing for me. That's what I grew up on. That was the vibe. That
Oh my goodness, you are blowing our entire minds here tonight. Feel free to just break out into song whenever you feel like it. Thank you for that. You know, so yeah, you were talking about your aunt Vivian. I was trying to make her into your sister, but your aunt Vivian. And she's, you know, she's one of those singers who can just sing anything. I've seen her do the Tina Turner review, and she's got this powerhouse of a voice. Yeah. And I could see how that must have greatly influenced you, you know, as you said, to kind of, you know, go through that. So talk about the beginnings. You actually started off or got fame from songwriting.
Yeah. So I thought I was slick by sneaking in as a writer because I felt like that was my weakest area at that point. And so I really kind of like dug in. I moved down to Atlanta, and it took me about a year to get my first placement. And God would have it to be Jamie Foxx as my first placement ever. Yeah, goodness. So it was crazy because we did the song maybe a couple months into me living in Atlanta, and we didn't hear back. And literally like a random Saturday or something, and I get a call and they're like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "Eating cereal." And so they were just like, "Yeah, you need to get to the airplane, like airport. How fast can you get to the airport?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm like, 20 minutes away." So they're like, "All right, cool. Like, we're gonna book a flight in the next hour and a half. Can you get there?" And I was like, "Yeah, but what are we doing? Jamie Foxx wants you to like vocal produce him on the record that y'all did, but you're gonna do it at Jamie's house." So I'm like, "Okay, all right, well." I didn't have time to prepare or get my emotions together. I barely had time to thank God in the middle of my living room. You know what I'm saying? But it was a great experience for sure. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, to just start off this way, and your fans are just loving it. Marcella, thank you so much. Good evening. Who's this handsome singer? What? This is Kevin Ross. Kevin Ross right here. Singer, songwriter, arranger, producer, Grammy nominated. I'm putting some respect on that name.
That means a lot.
Yes, we absolutely love you. And, gosh, I mean, you said it took a year. It took a whole year. Some people, all of their lives, they're trying to get some attention. With the songwriting. So, it sounds like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Right?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
So started off with songwriting. And when did the singing kind of kick in?
I mean, the singing kicked in before the writing. Shout out to Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I went to Ellington out in Northwest, and I did vocal there, and I was doing all this classical music and stuff like that. And I mean, even before then in middle school, doing church, shout out to Emmanuel Baptist Church in Southeast Angel Place. What's up? All that to say, yeah, so, I've been singing for quite a while. And so one thing that my college professor told me, God bless his soul, told me that, if you're going to do anything in college or in your professional career, make sure that you harness that gift and you sharpen that tool now. He said, I advise you to not focus on singing. He was like, you've already worked on that, and naturally you'll progress and you will learn. But he was like, do something that you're bad at, do something that you suck at. And I decided with my crazy self to start arranging for strings and horns in college. And so that sparked this thing to say, you know what, I kind of been writing in high school and through college. So by the time that I graduated, I really dove into it and fully committed myself. Like, I mean, day in and day out, in the sense of just writing and figuring out a formula and just learning as much as I possibly can. So, I really dove in outside of myself because I felt like, singing was something natural, something that was, given to me by my parents. Shout out to my mom and my pop that may be watching right now. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, to have something that you're passionate about and to take the time to really shape that, because so many people have ideas. I want to do this, I want to do that. But if you don't spend any time on your craft, you won't become a master at it.
That's it.
You've got to, right? You got to cover the basics. And I know with the classical bass, you can do anything from there because you're singing properly. You'll be singing for, the rest of your life if you want to, right? So coming from Duke Ellington and then on to Berkeley.
Yeah. Yep. And Boston, Mass, up north for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, way up north. But you came back to DC, which is great. Came back to the DMV, and how's that feel? I mean, especially when you came on the scene. I mean, you've got a number of hits, "Long Song Away," which the writing.
Oh man!
Right? I mean, even the title right there, "A Long Song Away." It's like, wow, it's brilliant. It's simple, but it's brilliant.
Thank you. It's I say, man, that was the first thing that came out the gate as an artist. I had that song a long time prior to it being released. Okay. And now granted, for my age, and back then I was in my early 20s, it's like, nah, you shouldn't be doing that kind of music.
About that.
Yeah. So that's always been my blessing and curse at the same time. Yeah. But I had it for a long time, but something about that record really resonated with me. So I didn't know that it was going to be a single or that it would go number one on adult R&B radio. But what I did know that it just felt good. Like just the chords. Cause forever's alone. It's long. Said it's a long song away. Because forever's alone. It's a long song away. So won't you please, please let the record play. Just let the record play. Yeah. And it's that feel. I knew that it felt very Quiet Stormish, HUR-ish, you know what I mean? And so I knew that I wanted to do a song like that. I just didn't know how far it could go and how far it could take me. And so, God had other plans, and he was just like, this is the way we're going to set up your future. That was one of the few songs that I did on my first project that I fully produced and wrote. And so through and through, it made me really step into that 100%er. That's what we call it in the music industry, where you have this full totality, which I always downplayed. But God was like, "No, we gonna put this up front. So
and that's so good that you can trust that and let that lead you. It's like, you know what, this is good, and it's your gift, and your sound is unique to you. So like you said, step into it. Your fans are commenting.
Hey.
Hey,
what's up, Lena?
Oh my God, Lena's like, didn't know it was going to be a sing-along, but I ain't mad at it. I'm not either.
Man, we home. So we get something special and different. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the special and different from you. Really appreciate that. Tell that brother to make Facebook friends with me. Oh, Mark wants to be your friend. He wants you to join his music group of over 10,000. Oh, that sounds, and he wants to book you for concerts. This is Mark.
Listen, man.
He will book you for concerts.
Well, Mr. Grant, we gonna work that out. We gonna work that out for sure. You know what I'm saying? So let's make that happen.
Make that happen. And speaking of a lot of numbers on social media, Kevin, you've got quite a number of followers yourself. So Mark, you might want to follow Kevin too.
Make sure y'all follow me at Kevin Ross Music for sure. Yeah, that's a small little plug.
At Kevin Ross Music. So, all right, let's talk about your new single. And did you write it, and what did you draw from, and tell us all about it.
Man, oh man. Looking for Love is produced by me. I co-wrote it with my homie Chase Farley, super talented from Cleveland. He's another singer, songwriter, producer. honestly, it started off with just chords. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, okay, I had these chords for a while, and I was just holding on to them, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And we got down to Atlanta, and me and him actually locked in for a session. And from there, I was just kind of playing these chords, and he actually liked it. So I was like, all right, well, let's put it in. And then we kind of started this hook, and it was like, baby, if you're looking for love, girl, sooner or later you're bound to find it. Can't keep holding on to what was. You gotta be willing to trust in something if you're really looking for love. Girl, sooner or later you know it's right here. It'll come when you open up. Till then we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch, yeah. So as soon as we had that, I was like, you know what? It was kind of, a cool little vibe. And I kind of had these like clunky drums over it. But like, I felt like every week I would go back to Looking for Love. And I would like just tweak it after a while. And, the more and more that I would expound on it, the more developed and detailed it became. And then I did a survey, and I had like a list of like 8 songs, and I put that one last on purpose. And they all scored it like higher than everything else. And so that really kind of dictated me putting that as my first record out the gate. So
very, very smart. It's smart to even, to do a survey, because you're an artist, and a lot of artists say, well, this is just how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
If they like it or not, this is my art. But you're making songs for people to enjoy, love songs. So kind of gauging, okay, what do you like?
Yeah, because I mean, listen, I've been doing music for a bit over 10 years now. So for me, I'm an independent artist at that. So what I make is based upon my livelihood. So I got to make sure that people like it. And so, I mean, every time you do a record, no matter if you feel like it's great or not, it's a gamble, right? So like, I'm in the business of risk, like high risk. So casinos and gambling is nothing to me, because I'm in the music business. We gamble every day.
Exactly. So well said. It's so well said. And, as an independent artist, I mean, that comes with, it's positive and it's a little bit negative. You don't have the machine behind you to promote and push your music. Yeah. So it's a lot of work, isn't it?
A lot of work, a lot of money. But it's well worth it in the end. And I say this, I learned so much about myself, not only as a creative, but as a budding businessman and entrepreneur. I didn't know I had such an entrepreneurial spirit inside of me until I had to tap into it. And I'll say that I never knew what I was worth on a major label, like literally like to the penny, but then also just as a whole, I never really like sat down to understand my worth. Because the way that it was viewed was I'm just another singer. I'm just another, there's somebody like you that comes along every 15 minutes. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's literally verbatim of what somebody told me. So with that being said, I needed to break away from that in order to understand what I was worth, what I was going to contribute to my genre, to the format, to my generation, how I could bridge generations together as well, because the music that I do create is cross-generational. So it has this old school feel, but I'm still young, and it has this, so it's a thing. Yeah.
It's genius, because everybody loves you. I mean, people in my generation, and I am in your sister aunt's generation, and people your age love it. I mean, it's brilliant, and you keep going. I love the collaborations you're doing with artists as well, and some of the other artists that you've produced. Talk about that for a little bit.
Oh man, the collaborations are always a pleasure. Whether it's like working with younger artists, so the latest stuff that I've been doing actually. So Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men has 4 boys. Yeah, called One More. And so I ended up, I think, writing maybe 4 or 5 records.
Oh,
So they're under Mary J. Blige production company, so they're already kind of like gearing up and like making sure that they're poised for their time. And so it was kind of crazy because I ended up recording them at my mentor's place. His name is Troy Taylor, out of Atlanta, Georgia. And so the crazy thing is Troy Taylor did Boyz II Men's first album, right? So he had like 4 records. So it was a very full circle
what are their
moment.
chances? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was crazy.
It's a
Nick
good
Cannon has
sign.
a
That's how you know
yeah.
That's how those signs. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's another kid group I think that Nick Cannon signed. That they're pretty talented as well that I've been working with. Even on like a hip hop, like on the hip hop tip as well, like producing. Let's see, who else did I've been collaborating with? We did a kind of a social record. The distribution company that I'm with, Empire, had a record called Voices for Change, and so I ended up
Nice.
producing and writing for, of course, myself, Trevor Jackson, who's on Grownish, and Jacob Lattimore, who's on The Shy. So they're the actors, singers, Renaissance men. And this talented woman from out of London by the name of Sonorelle. I know I'm forgetting a bunch because every time I do these kind of interviews, I always forget. I always forget. Oh yeah, and we ended up working on Issa Rae's show, Insecure. Maybe like a month or 2 ago. Yeah, so that was
bravo! Oh my gosh, so proud. So, and you're still so young, and you're doing big things, and you're going in the right direction, up, up, up. Really, really proud of you, and so happy for you. And you've got such a beautiful spirit, and I love that you're singing for us. So I want to ask you, if you will, first of all, if there are any words of inspiration. I mean, we talked a little bit about coming out of this pandemic. Hopefully we won't go back, but people are still just in a crazy state of mind, just need a little bit of healing. And if there's anything inspiring that you want to say, or if you want to sing us out, that would be great. But first, give your social media.
Of course. Make sure that you follow me at Kevin Ross Music, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and then I am Kevin Ross at TikTok, in case y'all are into that. Make sure that you get Looking for Love. You can either buy it, which that would be awesome, from iTunes, or you can go and stream it. You can stream it 100,000 times for your boy. On Spotify, Tidal, it's on all DSPs, which is digital streaming platforms. And I will leave you with an encouraging word. And I usually say this when I do this thing called the Mashup Show. I always say that your floor could be someone's ceiling. It's all about perspective. So consider yourself blessed, no matter what you think that's going on in your life that you can't control or that you can't handle, that may seem overwhelming for you. Understand that there's a God that can handle it, and there's nothing that is too big or too small for him to handle. If you don't believe in God, then believe in the universe, because you got to believe in something that's bigger than yourself. So all that to say is thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I understand. Let's see. Let's go out with you know what? I haven't done this song in a while, so bear with me. This is family. It's the living room. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Over time, I've been building my castle of love, just for two. Though you never knew you were my reason, I've gone much too far for you now to say that I've got to throw my castle away. And even though you think that they do come true. Or did my dreams come true when I looked at you? And maybe true if you would believe, you too might be overjoyed, overloved over me. Yeah. in a minute because I was like, wait, hold on, what's this chord right here? We gotta do this.
You picked a better song. That was beautiful. Kevin, thank you so much. This has been such a blessing and such a treat for all of us. Oh, you're getting so much love here in the comments. You can see them. Marcella sounding like Stevie Wonder. I mean, I'm sure you would love that. You would love that rendition. Bravo. We want to see some hands clapping in the comments. Come on. Show him all the love. Kevin, thank you so much. We're all going to follow you on social media. And yeah, that was great. I agree with you. That was great. That was amazing. I think I showed every tooth in my head. Kevin, stay safe. Keep doing what you're doing. That was so well done. All of the songs that you graced us with this evening. And hopefully we'll see you in concert very, very soon.
Absolutely.
And thanks for listening to your favorite station, WHUR. We so appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you all so much. My cheeks hurt. I'm smiling so hard. Wasn't that amazing? This is what you get from HUR at home every week. So we really appreciate you watching, sharing this information. When you're watching, share the link so that your friends can see it as well. Go to WHUR.com to see our full lineup. And you know, we were the #1 music station in the DMV. Now, thanks to you, we are the #1 radio station in the DMV. So let's keep it up, Washington, Virginia, Maryland. We love you so much. Have a good night, and thank you so much for watching.